So in this session, we will be understanding the code required for getting DOM node reference. In the previous session, I explained that if you can able to create a variable which will point to the node, I said we can able to read or modify data present in the DOM node. Now in this session, you will be understanding how to create such kind of variable which will point to the DOM node. That is what I have written as getting DOM node reference. Believe you understood the point. Now I will explain how to create the DOM node reference. Remember, sometime back I said every browser will be having JavaScript API. What is there in that JavaScript API, or what will be there in the JavaScript API? I already said JavaScript API contains something called as predefined JavaScript functions, right? So in that predefined set of JavaScript functions, there is a function called as get element by id. What is the function name? The function name is get element by id, right? So that is a predefined function present in the JavaScript API. And you remember these JavaScript functions are case sensitive. Must remember, right? Because JavaScript language itself is case sensitive, and even these function names are also case sensitive. If you don't write the functions in proper casing conventions, obviously your code will not work. You remember, in JavaScript, most of the predefined functions will be using camel casing conventions. Which kind of conventions? Camel casing conventions. In case of camel casing conventions, or as per camel casing conventions, first word all characters will be lowercase characters, and from second word onwards each word's starting letter will be uppercase character. So here E will be uppercase, and then B will be uppercase, and I will be uppercase, and this GET will be completely lowercase. So I believe you understood. Just try to remember, right? These kind of naming conventions are called as camel casing conventions. Now let us come back to the point. Now if you can able to use the JavaScript API function, that is predefined function called as get element by id function, we can able to get the reference of any node present in the DOM tree. Now my requirement is I wanted to get the reference of this node. That is my requirement. What I should do? Very simple. In my JavaScript, I must call a function called as get element by id, right? So how to call this function? In order to call this function, you must write document.getElement by id. You remember, document is a keyword and property which is pointing to DOM tree. Document keyword will be always pointing to the DOM tree. So you must call the getElement by id function by using a document keyword, or maybe by using a document property. Now after writing document.getElement by id, this getElement by id function will be taking the id of the control as input parameter. Now you observe this node. In this node we are having id property whose value is a tb name. In order to identify this node reference to this getElement by id function, I must pass the id value. id value is tb name. You observe carefully. My name text box id is tb name. I am passing the same thing. In fact, this is the one which is stored over here. Believe you understood. Once you write document.getElement by id and tb name, in the left hand side you must create a var type variable, var v1. So we already knows that usually the code execution goes from right hand side to left hand side. You take any programming language, in general first right hand side code will be executed and later left hand side code will be executed. Whenever this right hand side code is executed, this getElement by id function starts searching each and every node in the DOM tree. First it will search the HTML node, later it will come to head node, it will come to body node, so on and so forth, right? So for what it will be searching, the getElement by id function will be searching for the id value whose id value is a tb name, or getElement by id function will be searching for the node where id is equals to tb name is present. Once the getElement by id functions identifies the node which is having id value as a tb name, then that DOM node reference will be automatically stored into v1 variable, or into the left hand side variable. Just to avoid confusion, I'll say that v1 variable will be automatically created somewhere in the DOM tree, and that variable will start pointing to this node. As simple as this, right? So in order to find the reference of this node, you will be writing where the variable name can be anything is equals to document.getElement by id of tb name, right? tb name is the id of the control. Similar way, let me ask you the next question. In case if I want to find the reference of this text box or reference of this node in the DOM tree, what I should do or what code I should write? Very simple. I must write the code like this, where v2, the variable name can be anything. I must write a document dot, please tell me the code, get element by id, and what is the id you will be passing? id value is tbh. You must pass tbh over here. As simple as this, right? Similar way, for some reason I wanted to get the node reference of this text box. Anyhow, you remember, once this code is executed, automatically v2 variable will be created which will start pointing to this node. Similar way, I wanted to get the reference of this button control node. So guess how to write the code? Tell me the code. Very simple. Somewhere in the JavaScript you will be writing var v3. There must be a space. You will be writing document dot get element by id. What is the id of the control? btn submit. So probably you will be passing btn submit, maybe in single quotations or double quotations. Automatically v3 variable will start pointing to the node. As simple as this. I believe you understood the point. Now whatever I have explained as of now, the same thing I will try to show you in my Visual Studio. So in the Visual Studio, instead of taking a name and then ES text boxes, just to simplify the explanation, what I will do here is I will create a simple page with the name a.html, and I will create name and text box without having ES text box, and I will create submit button also. When the end user clicks on submit button, I will call a JavaScript function, and in that JavaScript function I will read the data given by the end user into this text box, and I will display that value programmatically. I believe you understood what I am going to do. When the user clicks on submit button, and when the user gives some data into the text box, clicks on submit button, I will call a JavaScript function which I will be creating. In that JavaScript function, I will read this text box data programmatically, and I will display that data maybe by using alert function, so that you will understand how to use this concept. Now I will create a new website. I will give the name of the sample as JS DOM sample. Maybe I will call it as 1. Let me click on OK. Once I click on OK, a new website will be created. I think JS DOM sample 1 is already present. Maybe I will go for 2. Better. Let me click on OK. Now you observe JS DOM sample 2 website, empty website is created, and into this website I will try to create the a.html page, or inside this website I will create a.html. Just a dummy .html file I am creating. Inside the a.html file, in the body tag I will create name text box like this, input type text id is equals to tb name. After this I will write br tag, and as usual I will be creating the button control by writing input type submit, id is equals to btn submit, and value is equals to submit. Now inside this header portion I will write JavaScript code. Script type is equals to text slash JavaScript. Next I will create the JavaScript function. Maybe I will create JavaScript function with the name fn1. Okay. Now when the user is giving data into this text box, obviously I have to read that data. So in order to read that data, I have to get the reference of the corresponding DOM tree, right? In order to get the corresponding DOM node reference in the DOM tree, I said we must create a variable which will point to the node. How to create such kind of variable? Very simple. In the code you must write document dot get element by id. Okay, so you observe this get element by id is a function which is taking a string element id as input. What is id for this control? tb name. So string means you can pass it either in single quotations or double quotations as per JavaScript. So I am using single quotations here, and let me pass this tb name, right? And in the left hand side you create var type variable. Now this v1 variable will start pointing to corresponding node. Once we send this entire HTML code to browser, I already told you that the browser's HTML parser will convert everything into DOM tree, and for each and every control DOM node will be created, right? Now the v1 variable will start pointing to the corresponding node. Okay, so after that I already said this entire DOM tree representation will be given to drawing engine, and finally drawing engine will display the user interface something like this. Now let me send this .html file code and JavaScript code to my browser. What I will do here is I can right click on the .html file and I can click on view in browser. So once I click on view in browser, my entire HTML file code will be sent to browser. So my browser is opening here, and my browser has received the HTML. If you want, you can see what code is received by the browser by clicking on view page source. You will observe that HTML and then JavaScript code is received. Okay, now let us say I typed some data into text box and then clicks on submit button. So when I click on submit button, my requirement is I want to call the JavaScript function, right? I forgot to write the remaining code over here. Let me write, and after calling the JavaScript function, we need to display this text box data, right? We need to read the text box data and we need to display it by using JavaScript. That is also one of our requirement. So how to call the JavaScript function? We already knows that we have to use onClick event, onClick fn1. And here, how to read the text box data? Let me show you here. The user will be typing some data into the text box. I already said that data will come and sit inside the corresponding value property, right? How to read this? Very simple. I said we have to use v1.value. Now we must write v1.value. You observe the IntelliSense window is coming. But you remember, in many cases the IntelliSense window will not come properly in the Visual Studio or in the other tools. That is the reason why I observed many developers will be afraid of writing JavaScript code. Okay, so when the IntelliSense window is not coming, I already explained how to get the IntelliSense window by using alternative approaches. Okay, you must be able to use it. But anyhow, currently I am getting the value property properly. Now let me declare other variable for storing the name. Maybe I'll call this variable name as name, or maybe you can give any name for the variable. After that I can write alert of name semicolon. Now let me execute this code, and while executing the code, even I wanted to debug the code also. So let me put debugger. Now let me execute this code. Let me send this page code to browser. Now latest page code will be sent to the browser. If you want, you can go and check whether latest page code is received or not. Yes, it is latest page code. Now let me give some data into the text box and let me click on submit button. When we click on submit button, for sure this fn1 function must be called, and fn1 function must be able to get the reference of this text box in the DOM tree. So v1 is pointing to the corresponding text box. By using v1.value, we are getting the data present in the text box into name property or into name variable, and we will be displaying that value by using alert function. Now if everything works fine, when I click on submit button, in the pop-up box I must be able to get the value as Suresh. Let me do this. Am I getting the value? Yes, Suresh I am getting in the pop-up box, right? So this pop-up box I am getting just because of this alert function. Now the biggest problem here is, you observe carefully, I know that this value property is holding the text box data. That is the reason why I am able to directly write v1.value. Now you assume that I don't know which property is holding this text box data. Then how to identify? The answer is simple. By using a debugging technique, you can able to actually see what data is present in a specific node. Let me explain. You observe carefully, this v1 variable is currently pointing to this node, right or wrong, this complete node. Okay, so during a debugging time, after creating v1 variable, when the v1 variable starts pointing to the node, in the debug mode we can able to see what is there in this complete node. Okay, let me explain how to see the complete properties information in the corresponding node by using a debugging technique. Now let me try to debug this JavaScript code. How to debug? Click on 3 vertical dots icon, more tools, and then developer tools in the Google Chrome browser. After this, you give some data, maybe Hari. After giving the data, you click on submit. Once you click on submit, JavaScript function is being called. Now tell me, this 9th line of code is executed or not yet executed? Obviously it is not yet executed. You place the cursor on top of v1, it is clearly saying that undefined, means v1 variable itself is not existing. Now once I click on F11, execution will come from 8th line to 9th line. Okay, even this code is also not yet executed. Now let me click on F11. So execution came from the 9th line to 10th line. Now tell me, v1 variable is currently created or not yet created? Obviously it is created, and v1 variable now started pointing to this entire node. Okay, now I wanted to see what is there inside this node. Is it possible to see what is there inside the node, or is it possible to see what properties are present and what are the values for those properties inside the DOM tree or inside the DOM node? Obviously answer is yes. In the debug mode, you can see entire data present in the corresponding node. Let me show you how to do that. Now, you place the cursor on top of v1 variable. You observe this window is coming. Inside this window, you can see each property present in the corresponding DOM node and its value. Accept property is present, its value is empty. Access key empty, align empty. So on and so forth. You can able to visualize complete data present in the DOM node. Okay, now if you start observing all these nodes, definitely at one or the other point of time, when you scroll down, you will see property which is holding this data, right? Hari. You observe carefully. We need to observe the property, we need to identify the property which is holding the text box data Hari. So observe carefully. So I'm just scrolling this window, and in this window we must observe the property which is holding that Hari. Have you observed any property which is holding that array? Yes, value property. That is the reason why I used v1.value. I believe you understood the point. Okay, this is how I will be identifying the right property. Okay, I will never remember the things in the JavaScript. I will understand how to create the reference. First I will create the reference for the node, and by going to the debug mode, I will observe what data is present in the node, and after that I will write the code. I believe you understood the point. I strongly recommend you to understand this point, because when I start giving you the assignments, you must be able to use this approach for observing the data present in the corresponding DOM node by using this debugging technique. Now let me ask you a few more questions also. The questions are, why this style property is having a triangle over here? The reason is simple. This style property is having sub properties. Okay, you observe. When you click on the triangle, you can able to see the expanded mode. In case if I want to use this animation value, if I want to change the animation value, right? Guess how will you write the code? Very simple. You must write v1 dot style dot animation is equals to some value. Similar way, in case if I ask you to change the background color of the text box, what you will be writing? v1 dot maybe style dot background color is equals to some color. I believe you understood the point. So on and so forth.